Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right. Miss Donna here. I am creating another video lesson because I still can't meet you today. Still not feeling well, but hopefully, I'll see you all next meeting on Tuesday. So for today, we will just have the continuation of our lesson last meeting. Last meeting, I have uploaded a video about the elements and principles of arts used in Western and classical periods. So again, when we say elements of arts, these are the basic elements that are used by artists in creating art. They are what you see or what you use to create an aesthetically pleasing work. So, what are the elements of arts? Once again, number one, we have line. We also have shape, form. Number four is the space, value, color, and texture. Those are the elements of arts, the basic elements. Now, when we say principles of arts, this again are the standards or the rules to be observed by artists in creating works of art. And we have six. We have discussed six, no? Number one, we have pattern, contrast. What else? Balance, emphasis, movement, and unity. Okay, so sana clear po sa inyo, ano? And I hope you guys have watched the video I have uploaded last meeting because I don't think I can discuss that pa next meeting because we're running out of time. Now, for today's lesson, we will be talking about the characteristics of arts in Western and classical period. So in this topic, we will be talking about the arts during the ancient period. What else? Classical period and medieval period or the medieval art. So under the ancient period, this is the timeline. We have two important eras, the prehistoric era and the Egyptian era. Under the classical art, we have the Greek and Roman periods. And under the medieval period, we have the Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic period. All right. And today we will be talking about the characteristics of their art, specifically their paintings, no? The paintings during this period. So let's start with a prehistoric era, shall we? All right. So make sure you guys are ready to listen, okay? And sit properly. Jot down important information from my presentation from this video lesson. All right? Okay, sige, let's start with the prehistoric era. So these are the characteristics, and this is the sample painting. So when we say prehistoric era or period, this is when there was human life before records documented human activity. Roughly dates from 2.5 million years ago, meaning humans are already existing, of course, but there are no documentation yet, no? There are no documented human activity. And paano natin nahanap ang mga ganitong paintings? Because of artifacts, no? Na nahanap ng ating mga archaeologists. So their paintings were found inside the caves, just like this one, which may have been their way of communicating with each other. So the majority of prehistoric cave paintings were figurative, and 99% of this were of animals, all right? Again, 99% daw po ng mga ginagawa or drawing before ay animals. So Stone Age artists created a variety of figurative and abstract images like this. And the naturalistic pictures mostly depict hunting scenes or arrangement of animals, usually bison, what else, horses, but there is no landscape painting yet, no? In prehistoric art, there is no landscape painting or even any elements of landscape depicted, like mountains or rivers. Wala pa po nun, no? Just the images of humans appear only very rarely, pero usually it's all about animals. Puro animals like bison and horses. And one best example is the cave art paintings of the Lascaux Cave. So as you can see, class, in this painting, we can see different animals such as horse, bulls, and many more. Again, ang sabi ko kanina, 99% po ng paintings nila, ng arts nila ay animals ang subject. Alright? Okay, now let's proceed to the Egyptian period. Okay. So, um, these are the characteristics of the Egyptian period or the Egyptian arts. Their paintings are highly stylized, symbolic, and shows profile view of an animal or a person. So dito sa Egyptian period, puro animals din po ang subject ng kanilang paintings and meron ng mga humans, no? The main colors used are red, black, blue, gold, and green. Again, these are the main colors used in their paintings. And this one is, what is this? Are you guys familiar with this? This is the system of writing during the Egyptian period. And this is what we call, that's correct, hieroglyphics. When we say hieroglyphics, this is a system of writing using picture symbols used in ancient Egypt. Again, if you notice the color po, the main colors used are red, black, blue, gold, and green. Okay, so much for Egyptian period. Let's proceed to the Greek period. So paintings during the Greek period were mostly found in vases, just like this, panels, and tombs. So its development is naturalistic but idealized depictions of the human body. So makikita natin sa mga paintings nila, puro human body in which largely nude male figures, no? And the subjects were battle scenes, mythological figures, and what else? Battle scenes, yeah. Greeks use distinctive style of Greek-based painting and uses two main styles like the black figure and red figure painting, just like this. One example of that is this, the Kirch style. So what is Kirch style? This is an example of base painting, no? And Kirch style, also referred to as Kirk bases. These are red figured pottery named after the place where it was found. And this was found at Kerch, and this is Kerch is found on the Black Sea coast of Crimea. So we also have, during the Greek period, aside from base painting, we also have panel painting, just like this. So what do you mean by panel painting? These are paintings on flat panels of wood. Again, sa wood po nagpipaint, no? Sa kahoy. It can be either a small or a single piece or several panels joined together. And most of the panel paintings no longer exist. Hindi na po nag-exist ang mga panel paintings noong unang panahon because of its organic composition. Dahil nga sa kahoy po sila pinipaint. So we have an example here. This is what we call the pizza panel or pizza tablets. The pizza panels or pizza tablets are a group of painted wooden tablets found near pizza. Ang pizza po, that is a place in Corinthia or in Greece. And they are the earliest surviving examples of Greek panel painting. So aside from base painting and panel painting during the Greek period, we also have the last one, tomb or wall painting. So again, ano nga ang tomb in Tagalog? Alright, that is puntod. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang sa cave, hindi lang sa vase, and sa wood or sa kahoy, pati po sa puntod, nagpipaint din sila during the Greek period. So these are the sharp, flatly outlined style of painting, which depicts some potion seen on the wall. All right. An example of tomb painting is, of course, this one. No? The Tomb of the Diver. This is the title. And para saan po ang tomb paintings? The purpose of tomb paintings, again, was to create a pleasant afterlife for the dead person. So the origin of this tomb is somewhat mysterious, but it was painted, again, during this period, the Greek period. And during this period, class, we have the most common methods of painting. We have two. Number one is fresco, and number two is encaustic. So what do you mean by fresco? Nakalagay dito sa fresco, tandaan lang po natin, water-based painting. And kapag encaustic, that is hot wax painting. So fresco class is a water-based pigments on a freshly applied plaster on walls. So ibig sabihin, ang tubig is used as the vehicle for the dry powder pigment to merge with the plaster. Ang plaster po, ito yung wall, ito yung semento. Doon po sa wall, doon nagpipaint, and they are using dry powder pigment, at para kumulay, they are adding water. And that's what we call fresco method. All right. Now, what's the difference with the encaustic? When you say encaustic class, this is the use of hot wax. This was developed by Greek shipbuilders, and this is also known as hot wax painting. That is a form of painting that involves a heated wax medium to which color pigments have been added. So ano po ba yung mga wax? For example, beeswax, no? Yung mga wax galing from bees. These are natural wax. And then doon nila nilalagay or isinasama yung colored pigments, no? Dry color pigments. And ginagamit nila as a method of painting. Again, when we say presko, tandaan water. Kapag encaustic, wax. All right? Okay. I hope that's clear. And this is the appeals of cause. So, I have mentioned on my objectives last meeting na we will identify artists no from different period, and sa prehistoric and sa Egyptian art, wala pa po tayong na-identify na artist, no? Well, hindi na document. Pero during the Greek period, this is the most famous ancient Greek painter who painted several myths and legends and portraits of both Alexander the Great and his father Philip. And this is he is Apelles of Kos. All right? Tandaan, he is the most famous ancient Greek painter. Alright, siya po ang nagdrawing ng portrait ni Alexander the Great at ng kanyang tatay na si Philip. Alright, so much for Greek period. Let's now proceed to the Roman period. So, dito na umusbong ang classical or classicizing. When we say classicizing, it is when used in reference to the Roman art broadly influences by the Greek art. Ibig sabihin po, their arts during the Roman period was mostly copied or imitated from Greek period, from Greek paintings, no? And subjects were also animals, about everyday life, portraits. Sikat na sikat po during this period ang portraits, kagaya na lamang ng portrait ni Alexander the Great. So, this is Alexander the Great, and this is an example of Roman mosaic. Kasi during this period, doon din po na-introduce ang mosaic, no? So, this is believed to be a copy of a Hellenistic Greek painting made during the 4th century BC. And the style of the mosaic is distinctly Greek, and that it depicts close-up portraits of the human heroes of the battle. And this is the Alexander the Great. Again, he was an ancient Macedonian ruler and one of the history's greatest military minds, a powerful military leader. Again, when we say Roman period, yung pong mga paintings nila, they just copied and imitated it from the Greek period, no? And this is an example. Kasi mostly ang subject nila, aside from animals and human life, is a portrait, just like this. Next, we also have Byzantine period. So Byzantine art preferred stylized imagery over naturalistic depiction. So the aim of their art was to inspire a sense of wonder and admiration for the church. So yung mga paintings po nila, lahat po yan ay para sa church, sa simbahan, no? So it depicts a convincing image of reality, presented figures with direct gaze that were meant to spiritually engage the viewer. All right. So just like the Romans, Byzantine artists made elaborate mosaics, no, using thousands of small pieces of glass, stone, ceramic, and other materials. However, the Byzantine expanded on the art form by incorporating more opulent materials in their designs like gold leaf and precious stones. So class, again, sa Byzantine period, dito pa rin po usong-usa pa rin ang mosaic na nakuha nila sa Roman period. However, inelaborate lang nila, no? And they added other materials like precious stones, gold leaves, mga ganyan. And another example of the Byzantine art is this one. This is the court of the Empress Theodora. This is a mosaic panel that is located in a basilica in Ravenna, Italy. So again, si Theodora po, siya ay asawa ng isang emperor named Justinian I. And some recognize Theodora as the reason for Justinian's greatness, no? So again, sa Byzantine period, ang ating pong mga paintings, ang mga arts ay para sa ating simbahan. All for charge to spiritually engage the viewer. And this is an example. Dito rin na pinagpatuloy nila ang mosaic. And in-elaborate lang nila at kinuha sa Roman period. Next, we have the Romanesque period. So, ano naman ang contribution ng Romanesque period? Greatest contribution of Romanesque period is the mural painting. Again, kung sa Roman period, doon na uso ang mosaic. Sa Romanesque period naman, doon na uso ang mural painting. So when we say mural, that is derived from the Latin word murus, which means wall. It can be defined as any piece of artwork painted or applied directly onto a wall or ceiling or other larger permanent surfaces, flat, concave, or convex to be precise. And yes, again, when we say mural painting, nauso ito during the Romanesque period at nagpipaint sila sa wall, sa ceiling, kagaya ng mga nakikita niyo sa simbahan hanggang ngayon. Okay? This is an example. This is what we call Jesus Christ Pantocrator. So as you can see, drawing po nila si Jesus Christ sa ceiling, no? And in Christian iconography, Christian Pantocrator is a specific depiction of Christ. Alright? Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng Pantocrator. A specific depiction of Christ, usually translated as Almighty or All-Powerful. And that is derived from one of many names of God in Judaism. And meron po tayong famous artist during the Romanesque period. And this is, he is known as Master of Taul. He is considered as the greatest mural painter of the 12th century in Catalonia. And ano ang kanyang significant contribution? Ang significant contribution niya po ay kagaya nitong nasa painting, the famous mural paintings inside a Roman Catholic church in Spain. So kung makakapunta tayo sa Spain, no, doon natin makikita ang mga famous paintings niya. Drawing niya yan sa ceiling, sa walls ng mga churches. All right. Next is the Gothic period. I think this is the last one. Ganun lang po kaikli. So the Gothic period, ang important contribution naman nila, makikita nyo din yan sa mga churches if you're familiar with the stained glass window. Tama? Oo, familiar? Yes. So sa mga churches, may nakikita tayo yung bintana nila, iba-iba ng kulay, no? And that is an example of stained glass window. That is a colored glass used to form decorative or pictorial designs. So a glass colored or stained by using metallic oxides into it, no? And ginagamit siya for decorative applications kagaya sa windows. So the example is this one. This is what we call the North Rose window of Chartres Cathedral in France. And this is found in cathedrals and churches, no, sa mga simbahan. Again, this one po, ang pangalan nito ay the North Rose window of cathedral. All right. So what are the characteristics of this stained glass window? So it has elaborated decorative designs, no, and it emphasizes elegance, delicate details, soft facial expressions, and smooth forms. It also illustrates stories of the Bible and conveying moral meaning, and of course, ina-emphasize yung rose windows radial effect, exaggerating the petal-like shapes radiating from the center into the rays of colored glass. All right. So yun lang naman, class, ang lesson natin for today. The characteristics of different paintings and arts in different periods, such as the prehistoric era, Egyptian period, Greek period, Greek period, Roman period, what else? Byzantine period, Romanesque period, and Gothic period. So class, tandaan lang, during the Greek period, meron po tayong iba't ibang uri ng painting. We have tomb or wall painting, we also have panel painting, and base painting. And we use two methods of painting during that period. We have fresco and encaustic. When we say fresco, this is water-based painting. When we say encaustic, this is hot wax painting. Tandaan din po ang mga greatest artists natin, Apelles of Kos during the Greek period, and Master Tol during the Romanesque period. So yun lang naman, class. And before I end this discussion, um, I want to give you this performance task. This will be your last performance task in MAPE. I know we're running out of time, but we have to do this. So, all you have to do is to create your own design, your own stained glass window. So, this is a fun way to practice your fine and hand control skills. And the materials are, this is what we need. This is what you need: the 1/8 illustration board, assorted colored cellophane, blue scissors cutter, and also marker. Okay, the submission is October 24, 2022. Again, the submission is October 24, 2022. These are the examples of stained glass window. So, ika-cut nyo lang po yan. Gagawa kayong ng design sa illustration board, 1/8 illustration board, and then you have to cut your design. And then after po nun, ilalagay nyo lang yung assorted cellophane, no? And then, ipapatong nyo sa another cardboard, and then, viola. Meron na kayong stained glass window. Again, the submission is on October 24. Kung may question po, please let me know. And I want to show this video para lang may idea kayo on how to do it. Again, kung may question, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right. All right, so that's it, class. In-skip ko na yung video, but I guess alam niyo na yung idea, no? So you have to create two patterns, and then you have to use assorted cellophanes in order to create your own stained glass window. Again, kung may question, just let me know, and you may watch other videos on YouTube. Marami pong DIY tutorials on how to do it. And what else? I think that would be all for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you guys next meeting on Tuesday. Goodbye. Thank you.